Meeting will come to order. Time is 8:46 p.m. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Garrett. Here. Mrs. Hess. Here. Mr. Holdren.
Here.
Mr. Miller.
Here.
Mrs. Stone.
Here.
Mr. Tadolini.
Here.
Mr. Chard.
Here. We have a quorum, and Mr. Miller is joining us remotely. Please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to adopt the agenda. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Garrett.
Aye.
Mrs. Hess.
Aye.
Mr. Holdren.
Aye.
Mr. Miller.
Aye.
Mrs. Stone.
Aye.
Mr. Tadolini.
Aye.
Mr. Chard.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item of business, board reports. Are there any board reports?
Meet and confer, didn't talk about a whole lot of big things. One of the biggest things that we did talk about was budget cuts that are likely going to be coming our way due to enrollment being so down. And Mrs. Cody was really specific on mentioning it's not just here, it's happening across the board in the state and more states than just ours. We lost, correct me if I'm wrong, 14 students at the secondary campus moved out of state. 30 of the students that we've lost went online. So we've lost 44 down enrollment. Also talking about the value of adding a parent survey, parent exit survey to find out why are you leaving, is there anything we could have done to retain you as your children in the district, that sort of thing. Can see the value of that. Also preschool policy council met, and I can open that before I have a lot of notes. The highlights of it, we are still taking UPK slots. We have 10 under our allowance, so we're still looking at bringing more kids in if they're able and willing. Current attendance, 92% is what we're averaging as far as attending for kids showing up to class every day. The FA2 is finished. There is a new, a new family assistant in the dual language. They've already had some really great results with her helping out on some translations, going out to parents, so it's been really great. She jumped in like right away, they said, and just was helping out. They had a great coffee chat, and then volunteer parents are making, they made centerpieces for the Charlie Brown pumpkin, Thanksgiving and pumpkin night. They have 13 families involved there. Some really good stuff. I enjoy listening to what's going on over there. There's a lot of good stuff. They just do a great job, that team. They really do. So that's that.
I attended DAC. It was a really good turnout. I felt like we had a lot of representation, not just teachers, but a lot of administration and parents came to the meeting. I really liked that the administrators, when they did their building updates, they kind of talked about where they were at on their budget, like how much of their budget they had used. I thought that was very insightful coming from them. We talked about the parent survey. I don't know, kind of medium results on how accurate it was, not how accurate it was, but how much good information we actually got out of it. And for the most part, I think a lot of the parents had some really good ideas of how we can be more inviting to other parents. We had parents that were also teachers speaking up, talking about, well, I get this at this campus, but I get this from this campus. We talked about more unification when it comes to communication. Sometimes we're getting text messages, emails from one building, but we're getting that same information on rooms from another building, and just kind of trying to get that study across all boards. And how within the Rooms app, you have to choose what you're looking at. If you're at secondary Beaver Valley, to be able to get all that information is kind of frustrating for some of the parents. So that's what we covered for the most part. Did you have anything to add on that, Marcia?
I would say that there's been some nice action steps that have taken place from that conversation. And so I was talking to Mr. Bass, and one of the DAC members came and gave some additional feedback as a follow-up. And so they're putting coverings on 2 of those windows right when you come in, because it's not always understood, like, why is this administrative assistant or secretary not letting me in, or what's going on? And it's because she might be in the middle of doing an attendance report, And so she's not the person that's supposed to be answering the door, but it doesn't look like that because she's right there, and why is she not greeting me? So they're doing like it's like a windows, like you know those plastic films that you put on, but it has like graphics on it, so I ordered that. And a sign like, we're glad you're here, type of sign, but this is the process, please sign in over here. And just some different things that the team, the the school office team talked about to make it more inviting and welcoming to parents and to explain their procedures and processes. So great conversation, great actions that have taken place. And so looking forward to seeing those fully implemented.
Any other board reports? Did we do a CBOCs?
I wasn't able to make it, and then I think I forgot to send you the stuff.
Okay.
So I emailed it to the minutes, so that was my bad.
It's fine.
I'll read through the minutes and I can report back after I.
Yeah, no problem.
So, sorry.
It's totally, I wish I had.
They kind of let me know too.
I felt so bad.
Now that I have the calendar now, I know when they all are gonna be.
You're good. You're good.
We met, finance committee met. Bryson, do you want to talk about that, or you want me to?
Go ahead.
Met today, and sounds like we're going to need to file an extension on the audit. That audit should be due to the board by November 30th. Sounds like the federal shutdowns caused some hiccups there. And then I think the submission deadline to CDE would be December 31st, right? Which is not going to happen, so we'll file an extension on there and hopefully get that completed in January. We talked about some options that sound pretty promising for employee benefit stuff. Also, the financial reports will be for next meeting because we're too close to the end of the month to get them finalized for today. So we'll be able to see those financial reports for next meeting. That's it for that. Superintendent's report.
All right, so an action for tonight is the accreditation contract. As a district, we had received an insufficient state data in our district performance framework, often referred to as a DPF. That is because we do not have growth data this year. So we did have participation, we just need that growth data. So I'm looking forward to seeing that next year. So that is a action item again for this evening. Also, the personnel report, you'll see that, and that's an action item for this evening. As far as policies, I'm bringing to you actually 5 policies. One on school property disposition, policy DN. So tonight it's just for informational purposes, and then during our January board meeting, this will be for a second reading and ready for discussion. This policy is coming to you because I've been told that a few years back, a lot of equipment throughout the district was disposed of arbitrarily from what I've understood. During my listening tour, I heard about one of our workrooms where they had workout equipment and even a ping pong table, and just somebody decided, you don't need this, and got rid of it. That is taxpayer money, or is bought with taxpayer money. So it's up to the board to decide, is this something we need to dispose of? Now, of course, you don't want to worry about every pencil and every piece of paper and every little book, right? So what I'm recommending right now in policy DN is anything over $1,000 in value. So if we could sell it for $1,000 or more, yes, then it needs to come to board approval, that level of approval. The next policy is actually a set of policies about school volunteers. Oops, I just did something funny or something. Anyway, I'll fix it if you saw that in the board. All of a sudden, policy D and just popped down to the next one. Oh, Lacey fixed it. She does those things. I see her name right there. She's like, I gotcha. Constantly fixing things all day long. So with school volunteers, if you'll look at E2 under that, click on that policy. I'll also put it on the screen here, if at all possible. This will describe the rest of the policies. So let me go up here, E2. All right. So it's first defining who is a visitor versus a volunteer. So anybody who comes to our school as a guest speaker, they're coming in for a party for that particular moment. They check in at the school office, the front office, and they're considered a visitor. Of course, if they're coming to an after-school hours event, such as a game or a performance, that is also deemed a visitor, right? No screenings required, we just welcome them on in. When a person is volunteering on a regular basis and interacts with students during the school day, and that could be with or without line of sight supervision by a BSD staff member, and that is a point of clarification, because sometimes we're like, well, this person will always be right here. There'll always be somebody with that person. But if there's the chance that a person could step away and they do not have their sight on that volunteer, they are considered a volunteer. If they're regularly in our schools, they're a volunteer. And also any coaches, sponsors, community partners, contractors that are providing direct services to our students during the school day, those are considered volunteers. So anybody that's considered a volunteer needs to be fingerprinted, and this is not something that's just Brush School District. This is something that is required by most, if not all, school districts. So that we will, the difference is we are willing to pay for the fingerprint checks, where a lot of school districts make the volunteers pay, but we want to recognize how much we appreciate our volunteers, and then those fingerprints have to be updated every 5 years. So the nice thing is if they're regularly volunteering in our schools, they don't have to get those fingerprints redone for 5 years. So we have a great preschool parent liaison, actually 2, and so getting those parents set up right when our students are preschoolers to volunteer, they can do that for the next 5 years, then take a new set, and they're ready for another 5 years. The other piece that is required through these recommendations, these changes in policies, is we have to have all of our volunteers complete something called mandatory reporting training. That's not a district requirement, that's a state requirement, so thus it's a district requirement. So that's what the policy is clarifying in this flow chart, and then also you'll see it throughout the remaining documents. The next document is IJOC E1. This is the volunteer agreement. So when you saw in that flow chart here, there's a volunteer agreement they have to sign. That's this document that they'll complete, and explains, I understand and agree to the following. And this is in alignment with our parent policy, IJOC. The next piece is IJOC E3. This is the recommendation policy. This is when a teacher is saying, or a coach is wanting someone to be a volunteer. This is what they're completing. And this is in alignment with what is required through our volunteer policy, IJOC. And then the main one, the parent policy, IJOC, is that first link, and you'll see highlighted the changes that are recommended throughout that. And that red section is just explaining exactly what I just talked about and clarifying. You need to complete that mandatory reporting, you need to be fingerprinted, and that remains for 5 years. So again, in January, we'll be discussing those, so please take time, read over those policies prior to that January board meeting, and also reach out anytime prior then with any changes that you think ought to be made or questions. We're happy to address any of that. In addition, this volunteer policies were sent out to our administrative assistants to get their feedback. We're hoping to collect feedback from them by the middle of next week. We did share this with our admin team the week before last, and so they also provided some feedback, and that's what is before you right now. All right, third readings. You do not have any policies for second reading because we had your first board meeting as a new board on November 10th, and so I try not to introduce policies at that meeting. So we only have third reading policies. In front of you tonight is the student absence and excuse policy. You have the cell phone use policy, JICJ. You have the student interviews, interrogations, searches, and arrests. You remember that when we had some discussion, reached out to legal counsel and added those pieces to it. You have the drug testing policies, and then you have the handbooks. Any questions on any of those? That is all I have.
Very good. We'll get into action items, and next item of business, 5.1, Colorado State Board of Education School District Accreditation Contract. Is there a motion for 5.1?
I move that the board president be authorized to execute the attached Colorado State Board of Education School District accreditation contract.
Second. Moved and seconded that the board president be authorized to execute the attached Colorado State Board of Education School District Accreditation Contract. Is there any debate? There is no debate. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Garrett,
Aye.
Mrs. Hess, Mr. Holdren, Mr. Miller,
Aye.
Mrs. Stone,
Aye.
Mr. Tadalini,
Aye.
Mr. Chart.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item of business, 5.2, personnel report.
I move to approve the personnel report as presented.
Second. So moved and seconded to approve the personnel report as presented. Is there any debate? There is no debate. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Garrett,
Aye.
Mrs. Hess, Mr. Holdren,
Aye.
Mr. Miller,
Aye.
Mrs. Stone,
Aye.
Mr. Tadalini,
Aye.
Mr. Chart.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item of business, 5.3, policies.
I move to approve policies JH, JICJ, JIH, JJJA, E1, JJJAR1, JJJAR2, and handbooks for BHS, BMS, and BSC athletics be granted final approval.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded for policies JH, JICJ, JIH, JJJAE1, JJJAR1, JJJAR2, and handbooks for BHS, BMS, and BSC athletics be granted final approval. Is there any debate? There is no debate. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Garrett,
Aye.
Mrs. Hess, Mr. Holdren,
Aye.
Mr. Miller,
Aye.
Mrs. Stone,
Aye.
Mr. Tadalini,
Aye.
Mr. Chart.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item of business be just information items, so the next regular board meeting, or the next board meeting will be December 15th. That's the morning meeting. We'll start at 6:30 a.m. and try to be out here by 7. Does that still work for everyone? And then
What time?
6:30 a.m.
Okay, mine says 6.
The work session on the January 5th is at 6 p.m.
Oh, I missed that, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Are we good at 6:30?
Yeah.
That's enough time, you think?
Do you think that's enough?
Half an hour? Should be. Should just be maybe a couple action items?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then the work session for January 5th will be at 6 p.m. And then next item of business will be just a debrief. Mrs. Cody, do you have any clarifications? If anything occurred during the meeting
I do not.
or next steps? Any board members have any clarifications? Any board members hear anything during this meeting that you feel needs to be addressed in policy or added to a future meeting agenda? No further business, meeting is adjourned.
There we go. Well, thank you all for your time. Please feel free to take some of that food